joining me for this episode of Colton High Screencasts. I am your host, Mr. Dollins. One of the biggest problems during any type of class, whether it be physical or digital, is getting kids to talk. Shyness, especially in middle and high school, is for real, and lots of kids are crippled by it. Get them outside of class and it's a whole different story, but in class, they can't be bothered to give you the time of day, let alone respond to a prompt. While it may not solve all of your participation problems, one great tool is Flipgrid. Flipgrid is a video platform that lets you create grids or digital forums for students to respond to topics you set in short videos. Think Instagram or TikTok videos for the classroom. They are lots of fun and are perfect for engaging students in your dynamic digital classroom. So let's get started setting up our Flipgrid. Now, for this particular podcast, you have to understand that I'm assuming that you have already set up an account. So you would just go to the flipgrid.com account and set up your educator account. Use your school emails because that's the best way to do this. So with that in mind, let's get going. So Flipgrid starts like this. You have, from your first page that you open up, you get your grids. These are the classrooms essentially that you've created. In order to add a new grid, you just click on Add New Grids and you title your classes. So you could have, in this case, it'll just be a sample class. Do it by your school email. That, of course, creates a flip code, and you click Next. Now, with that, you get to add school emails. So here, you add in the domains that you want to accept to this particular grid. So in this case, anybody with a cjusd.net account would be allowed in, as would students with a my.cjusd.net account as well. You hit Enter, and it's good to go. You hit Next, and ready to go to the next step. Your grid is ready. So one of the cool things about Flipgrid is that it's really accessible with a wide range of different apps. So for example, you can embed it to whatever website you want to, but you also can share it to your Microsoft Teams account, your Google Classrooms, and you can even share on your Remind app, which many of you are probably already using to contact your students. So let's go to our grid. This is your sample class. Now, you can make this however you want it to be. You are able to edit your grid in any way that you want, from adding in extra pictures and personalizing it. So if you don't like this book here, you can always pick any type of file to do. So if I click on this, it's going to, of course, pull up my lovely open file or files from the school. And then here we go. I'm going to put in this nice little cloud thing. I've cropped my image, and now that's going to be my image. You also have, of course, a bunch of preset images as well. Now, within the features, you get to determine how often you want to receive notifications when your students submit their videos, because sometimes if you have a lot of students participating, you'll just get tons and tons of emails. So you can decide if you want emails every time they submit, or whether or not you want to just come into your Flipgrid account anytime you want to grade. You can allow students to receive email notifications when new topics are created, so that's really helpful as well. You can make your grids active. You can allow students to download and share their own videos after they create them. You can even do captions. So there's a lot of features for you to choose from here. So I'm going to update. Notice my picture is now there. So within Flipgrid, the biggest thing is starting a new topic. So topics are the things that students are responding to in Flipgrid. Think of them as like assignments in your Google Classroom. So here they already give you a topic to start with. So you could always begin with something like this. And if you don't like it, you can go ahead and just click on it, select actions, and delete it, and now that's gone because, you definitely don't want theirs maybe. So you just get rid of it. So now you can add a new topic this way. So we're going to add a new topic. So let's say we just want introduce yourself. It's sometimes a very easy thing to do. You get to then select the recording time. Now, depending on the type of topic you're setting up, you have anything from 15-second videos all the way to 10-minute videos. So depending on how complex you want your prompt to be, will determine your recording time. Then in the prompt box, you can ask the students for some information. This is what you want them to respond to. So share your name, age, and 3 things you are interested in. All right. So There you go. Then you have optional things that you can post. So for example, if you have your own video as a model, you can record a video and or upload one. If you want to add a video from YouTube or Vimeo, you can do that. You can upload images. So that's kind of a fun thing. So if you want to introduce yourself, you just can go ahead and click here. You'll open up your image folder like mine. I'm going to go ahead and, let's see. Select this fun one right here. Crop it. And bam. So that's going to be my image. And that's what the students will see. So I'm going to create the topic. So my topic is ready. We are all set. So now I can share this link with my students. So if I wanted to put this on my Google Classroom, I could very easily click on Google Classroom. It's going to open up a pop-up window. And the pop-up window is going to give me options to decide which class that I want to put it in. So if I want to put it in this class here, I can now choose how I want to do it. Do I want to do it as an assignment, a question, make an announcement, or create a material? All right, so that gives you that option. You'll just select yes, and then it'll go there. Now, once you're in your grid, so we're going to go back to my grids, which actually have some videos. You can open up a grid, and from your grid, you can actually look at the videos. You have multiple ways to look at student videos. You can either click View, in which you can view it as a student, and that'll open up a new tab. And this is the look that the students will have. So it has the prompt, the picture, all that stuff, and then all of the student videos are here. You'll see that it's frozen. We'll talk about that more in a little bit. Another way to look at it is just by clicking on the grid, and this pulls up the teacher view. As you can see, all of the videos are here as well in the teacher view. From the teacher view, you can click on a video, and the video will immediately start playing.
One exciting thing I did during break.
So the student is talking. From this screen, you have a lot of options to you. If you really like the video, you can feature it as a response. This will make it available for other students to be able to see. You can spark the video, and a spark video allows you to create a topic out of that video. So let's say you have a student who says something really exciting, and you're like, whoa, that kid's on fire. Then you can actually post that video as a separate topic and then ask students to respond to that video specifically, which is really a cool idea. Then you can also create a mixtape. A mixtape is kind of like a showcase, as it says here. It's a place for you to store the videos that you like the most. So think of it as like a classroom portfolio to a degree, and you can create your mixtapes from that. You also can record a response. So down here, you'll see where the reply window is. You click on the reply window, and that's going to open up this video. Hello again. And I now have options to record my own response to the student. As you can see, there's lots of stuff here to choose from. I can click here on the show topic, which will bring up the topic that the students had. Students also get this when they're using it. If I don't need that, but I would like to leave a note, I can actually leave a sticky note. And then click that. And so that will actually be on the page, and I can move it around wherever I want. So I like putting things over here in the corner. I can also check filters. These are no different than what you do when you're on your Facebook Messenger or your Instagram account. You can pick all of your different filters here, including my favorite, which is the pixelized version, if you don't really want people seeing your face, or you just imagine yourself in a 1980s video game. You can always clear the filter by clicking the clear filter button. You can also add text to the screen. You can add a bunch of stickers. So if you want to, be silly or goofy during the course of your video, you can always do something like that. You can even create a whiteboard space for yourself. So you can actually add a whiteboard or a blackboard and then add to it. So if I click on a whiteboard, I can now draw on the whiteboard. So that's kind of neat. And then I can exit out of that at any time that I want. All right, so there are lots of options for video. Now, in addition to leaving feedback visually, you can also leave feedback on a more text-based level. So, thank you for your video. I really appreciated your insights. All right. So there I can then click email feedback, and then that will send feedback to this particular student. You can also do grading as well. So if you have a particular rubric for the video that you've set up, you can always click on edit a rubric and you can start a rubric. Now, there is a basic rubric that the folks at Flipgrid have, and you can choose from that, but you can also create your own custom rubrics as well, just by clicking add criteria, and you can add your minimums and maximum scores for that too. So this way, if you have like a real presentation that you want to do with your students, you can always set a rubric in which to grade them by. So that could really help with that. So always update topic, and we come back to the beginning. So Flipgrid, as you can see, there's a lot of things to do in terms of responding. Within each student's work, though, you can now choose certain things, like if you want it to stay active or hide it. You can always share something if you want to. And then you have actions. As you can see, there are a lot of actions here. Some of them we've already talked about. You can even you can add directly to your mixtape. You can move it somewhere else. You can edit your response to the video. You have the option to move it using the arrow key. So if you want to put them in a particular order, you can always do that as well. So there's lots of actions there for the individual videos. Now for the topic itself, you have actions. You can edit your topic, record a response that everybody in the group will see. You can add guests. And then you have this thing called Disco Library, which is Flipgrid's big library of resources. So teachers who want to share their Flipgrids can share them on the Disco Library. And if you're looking for something to add to your list, you can absolutely click on that and add what you need to. You can also activate your topic if you need to, because notice, if you remember, this one is frozen, and I'll show you how I did that in just a moment here. So these are some of the options that you have. So if we go back to my grids to talk about things being frozen or not, this particular topic is one that I did not want students to use anymore because the due date was already there. So if I want it active, I click active. If I do not want the students doing it anymore, I will click frozen. Hidden is when I don't want them to even see it anymore. So that's how you do that. Now back to the Disco Library. By clicking on that, you will notice that there is a community of people who are using Flipgrid and offering their options for the topics that they've created. And you can always click on these and add these to your own grids. And that gives you an opportunity to play around and see what's out there for you, especially if you're running out of ideas or just want to see if somebody else has a great idea to share. All right, so that is Flipgrid. Flipgrid is a pretty simple and fun to use interface for participation activities with your students. It's a great way to be able to get them comfortable with sharing their ideas, and you can use it in a variety of classroom environments, with a variety of subjects. There is so much to do with this app, and I highly recommend that you use it. So until next time, I'm Mr. Dollins.